All right. Let me know if you can hear me now. Every once in a while, it'll do this. Like OBS will just forget. What's up, Connor and Mayo? How's it going? Every once in a while, OBS will be like, sorry, we can only hear, we've forgotten that a mic exists, so I don't know what the deal is. So anyway, happy Hanukkah. This is night 3. Night 3? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yes, night 3 of Hanukkah. Chag some H to all you Jewish people, followers of Judaism. For the rest of you, happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, in a little bit. So, we're going to get going with instructions, but I wanted to do... So this is where we've got, so far we've got our trolley and our street scene with the tree and some figures, and we're working on this building. So, I'm going to move some of this off to the side so we can continue working on the building. And it's kind of out of the way. We'll leave the figures there, though. So there we're working on this. Before that, though, if you haven't seen, I made a thing today. I made a Horizon Zero Dawn scene with a scrapper. Scrapper is one of the smaller creatures in Horizon Zero Dawn / Forbidden West. It's a resource gatherer. I don't think it's a combat class. There's different classes. This is one of the smaller ones. It's not much bigger than the Watchers. I tried to keep it to scale with Aloy. I think it's a little big, but I wanted to make sure to get the right look for it and everything. So I did that today. I was very excited about that. Also, if you haven't seen, I've got some microfighters done. So we've got practicing Hasidic. His Friday night Shabbat dinners were amazing. Dude taught me a bunch about the religion. Very cool. Yeah, I've learned a bit. Her mom was Jewish and then converted to Methodist. So she's Jewish by birth, but then was Methodist. So she's reconverting back. So I've learned a lot about it too. And it turns out I might be somewhat Jewish. Like I think we found that we have an aunt who was in Poland at the time and escaped. So anyway, Mobile Tack Pod. I really like this one a lot because it's small. It actually, the sides open up just like the set does. The wings rotate up. It's a little dodgy, but they do rotate up. So those rotate up, and the back end opens up. There's nothing in it, but the back end opens up. So very excited about that. Yeah, you kind of have to hold on to one thing and twist the other thing. So there's that. There's that one. Then we also have the Fondor, or the Fondor Hallcraft. This is Luthen Rael's ship in Andor. It took a while to figure out how to get the wings to be the right configuration so it could do all the different positions that it needed to be in. And of course, like any other Lego thing, it falls apart when you try to demonstrate it to people. So, yeah, this turned out really well. I really like it. Oh, also we have Christmas music. Pretzel was very nice to give us Christmas music today. Then there's the Cantwell class Arrestor Cruiser. This is the original design from 2020. I redid it on stream not too long ago, and then somebody, I don't think it was you, Stud, but somebody was like, "You've already done this one," and I'm like, "I have." So I built this one first. We'll rebuild the other one and just see what it looks like. So there we go. Lots of building going on today. Beverage of choice is mulled cider with a bit of rum. So happy holidays. All right, so let's get to building. We are on this big old stack of the second floor of this. So we've already done bag 4. And now we're on bag 5. I don't think we'll get this done tonight. But we'll do what we can. So we need to get to bag... Oh. There's bag 5. Okay. So how's everybody doing? I know my job is winding down till we're off next week. So a lot of people have already left or are, you know, not working too hard, not responding to too many emails. I'm there till tomorrow, and then I'm off. And I'm off from Thursday until the 3rd of January, so it's quite a bit. There will be a lot of sorting going on. And I'm replaying Horizon Zero Dawn now, so I probably will end up doing a lot of that too. Probably a fair bit of cleaning. I told Beth I would tackle our master bedroom closet, because it has not been looked at since we moved in. It's just piles of clothes in bags and, you know, stuff. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to like some serious time off to just kind of not really worry about work. Get some of these big things out of the way. All right. The Lego aisles at stores are probably empty. I'm glad I grabbed sets for my niece and nephews last month. Yeah, I got mine for all the people that I was buying for on AFAL Day, which was the 10th. So I feel like I lucked out a little bit because I was like, well, I have to buy a bunch of stuff anyway. Gonna go ahead and get it all now. So now the next... Do I have a sig fig? I do, but I don't remember where I put him. He's floating around here somewhere. Oh, that guy got knocked over. Should be up here, but I may have moved him when I was redoing everybody's... I was doing a lot of different figures for the costume shop, and I think I took him apart, but he has... Yeah, I thought he was up here. He's got messy hair. It's got a head with glasses and a little chin beard. He's got the Space Invaders green shirt with the black shirt over it, and then just jeans. So that's what my sig fig is. If I find him, I'll let you know. I was thinking of actually ordering a bunch of parts for it so we could do sig fig exchanges. So the trolley in the set only looks good on a tramway, not a railway. Fair enough. I would think it would look good like in the middle of a road. Like if you had a railway that was kind of set into the road instead of just its own rail. Like an actual train, but more like a streetcar, because I think it's more of a streetcar, right? Alright, so the next question is, what is everybody going to get on January 1st? Do y'all have everything planned out that you're going to get? Because there's a lot coming. And I have the distinct impression I'm going to be broke. So hopefully that's another thing I'm going to be doing over Christmas break, is selling all these, or at least listing all these architecture sets so I can make a little bit of spending cash for my habit. The one rule my Hasidic buddy had that I could never do was no bacon cheeseburgers. Well, yeah, they can't have meat and cheese together or eat bacon at all. That hurts. I totally agree. We had brisket for Hanukkah, and Beth is trying to eat like a more plant-based diet, so veganism, but they call it plant-based diet now. Because I think people got tired of hearing the word veganism. Anyway, she couldn't have any of the brisket, and I was like, oh man, it's real good. Papa's Bricks, how's it going? You'll be buying the Jazz Club, the modular building. I'm not a modular person, so I will not be getting that, but it looks really swank. Definitely going to get the TIE Bomber. Definitely, I don't know if I'm going to get the battle pack or not. I'm not a minifig type person, so it really doesn't matter to me if I get more 501st. The only reason I would get them is because they've done really well to make them kind of look like the classes that clones have, and it reminds me a little bit of Battlefront with the specialist class and the heavy class and the assault class. So that'd be fun. That might be worth getting in. Also, I'm probably going to get the Monkey Kid Yellow Tusk set because it looks a lot like there's a beast in Horizon Forbidden West that is I forget what the name of it is, but it's a big old multi-tusked elephant looking thing. So another Tex lug, another lug in Texas, in Houston, this lady and I were chatting about it, and she's like, yeah, it's almost exactly like this. You just have to make a few changes. I said, yep, I'm gonna get that set. So Papa's, what brings you by? How you doing? I don't think I've seen you on stream before, so that's pretty cool. Thanks for hanging out. So let's see, I'm also going to get I'll probably end up getting a box of the new, 26 series CMF. Because I want the brown space guy, and I'm going to get the parade, the Chinese New Year or Chinese parade, because it has a purple space guy, or at least a purple tank for a space guy. I don't think it's a full purple dude, but just chilling and building. Sweet. I like those words. Probably wait till the TIE Bomber went on sale. Yeah, it probably will go on sale, but I'm kind of a I want it now person with Star Wars stuff. Oh, there's going to be a Slave One Microfighter too. So all you people who, all the people who, what color is that? Dark brown. Interesting. I don't think I have a dark brown 2x2 tile. who spent the money to get the excuse me. Oh, what am I trying to say? The exclusive, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive from way back. Yeah, it doesn't matter now because they've got an actual built one. And that one technically wasn't a microfighter. They called that one they just called it like a mini starship or a micro starship. Like it wasn't the beginning of the microfighter line, but that's kind of where it started. Very phlegmy tonight. Apologies. Yeah, they're getting better. It's just they're smooth. They're not scabs now. Now they're just kind of like pink scars. They'll fade. Like some over here have already started fading. So just a reminder. It does suck though because I was at GameStop the other day. I think I said this, and I'm trying to not chat up, but talk to the girl behind the counter, realizing that she's 20 something and I'm almost 50. Wasn't trying to flirt with her, but I was trying to like make conversation because she seems to be bored. But the whole time I've got my sweatshirt on and all she sees are, you know, I'm like, oh God, I look like a plague victim. All right, it says 2 of these, but I'm only seeing 1 of these bricks. So there's plenty of these bricks. Did I accidentally put one on? Yep, I sure did. So how long do you think till the TIE Bomber goes on sale? I remember like the ATST Bandit. Bandit Walker went on sale pretty quick. Some recent sets that went on sale pretty quick. The Erisham Eternal set went on sale pretty quick. The foosball table went on sale pretty quick. Lego Mighty Might micro minifigures. They had the cool stylings to the comic book characters. Yeah, the ones with like the bow legs and the big hands. Those are pretty cool. That's the ones I'm thinking of. I must be thinking of, I think I'm thinking of something else. I think I'm thinking of Star Wars figures that did that. Don't remember that line of figures. A lot of windows in this one. This is gonna be fun. Oh yeah, I do remember those. Yeah, those were pretty cool. Oh, okay. Who was here the other day saying they had a problem with the windows? I think these are them. Not too bad. See, I'm trying to think. I'll probably end up getting the daffodils because I'm current on all my floral stuff, at least the big sets, because I got my Birds of Paradise, or Bird of Paradise, I forget what they call it. And then I didn't get like the rose or the tulips. These things are hard to get off the table. Alright. Should have two more. Is this Christmas music? Seems really Cuban holidays. Alright, I guess it is. Who am I to say? What you say, what you say? Alright, so... Oh wait, one more. Like, God, have I not done this 8 times already? Soul Express Festive. I think the problem with this is it's not going to be like Bing Crosby. We're going to get like whatever pretzel music has been made for the holidays. So what are all your holiday plans coming up for starting today through next week or the end of next week? Got anything fun going on? Going out of town, visiting people? We do Yule on Thursday, so Yule morning, we're gonna schlep over to the kids and the ladies' house, which is down the street. And we're gonna exchange gifts and have breakfast, and then they are gonna go to visit other family on the other side of the state. And then I am too. Like, I need to start getting in the spirit by watching me some Rudolph. And then that one, that the dude who becomes Santa, that young guy who becomes Santa, that was a good one. Get my Charlie Brown action going. My 115 viewings of A Christmas Story. Boy, that was a weird song. Felt like the intro to a kids show. What else is going on? A lot of political news lately. A lot of global news going on. What's up, Con? How's it going? Thank you for stopping by. Hey, you made it like not at the end of the stream. Fantastic. Good to see you. That one was just on TV before you came on. Santa's coming to town. Yeah, I like that one. I like that kind of like. There's those, and then there's like the ones that talk about Santa being like the old spirit, you know, the kind of the Nordic feel to it and everything. Those are kind of nice. Actually had me turn it around anyway. That's kind of funny. Frisco to stay with New Year's this weekend. Cool. It's funny because there's a MLS team out of Dallas. It's the Dallas Football Club or whatever. And they call themselves Dallas, but like they play in Frisco, so it's not really Dallas. I think that's the thing. So we call them Frisco, and I'm sure they don't like it. The Jack Frost and the Heat Miser is cool one too. Yep, I like that one. I like the TikTok trends of like people doing the stop motion and they're doing the Heat Miser and they're like, you know, or Cornelius. What's the dude's name? Yukon Cornelius. Wahoo! It's pretty fun. Beth hates those. She absolutely hates them. She does not like stop motion. It freaks her out. I've tried. She just cannot do it. That's racist. Because they made the little drummer boy white? Is that why they don't like it? And he's not? Probably should be Aramaic. Or Jewish. Oh, what is that? This is an interesting pattern for a tile. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Ah, just ruined the drum set. I don't really know what that's supposed to be up there. Backsplash? I think it's just a backsplash. Here you go. Sand green teapot. I don't know how rare, whatever that is. That's the first time I've seen it. So I think this is the first teapot I own now. All right, cabinet, and then the top, and then this. Oh. Yeah, I still want to see, I'm kind of on the fence about his Pinocchio, but I'm probably going to watch it. I do still need to see Cabinet of Curiosities. I heard both were very good. So I might spend some time in my break doing that too. Maybe sort with like my monitors turned around so I can watch stuff. Putting some stuff in there. Well, this song is epic. Somebody found something. Whoa, making a whole table full of stuff here. This is gonna be cool. So there. Oh, there's cookies and milk. That's what it is. Because it's Christmas. Cookies and tea. I don't know. So there's going to be an extra cookie in here, because there always is. Extra cup, too, by the look of it. I have tattoos. I do. I have lots. In fact, I'm going to get one for Christmas. Beth's going to get me a new one. I'm probably going to get Flogging Molly circle and maybe Austin FC team over here. I think that's going to be the next couple. That's very cute. Little table in there with the cookies and the tea and the candle. And the candle you can see from outside the window. It's very cool. Just back around. It is warm in here. We're supposed to get a freeze this weekend, and I don't know that our weather grid can handle it. Our weather grid, our electricity grid. And this becomes kind of a political conversation, so I'm going to try not to delve into it too much, but nothing was changed since the last terrible snowstorm we had. In fact, like, the company responsible for all the power grids here in Texas are like, hey, remember, when bad weather starts heating up your area or it starts getting cold, remember to, like, turn your AC off or turn your heater up. It's like, that's not how that works. I leech off my friend's Disney Plus. I have all of them. You're getting your hands done soon? Cool. That's something, like, I would love to get hand tattoos. I think my hands would look good with them, but I'm kind of a coward, so I'll stick with... I only have this, and I've got, like, a couple on my back, and that's it. I want to get more, but I'm also getting older, so I don't know how much longer my skin will recover. I should get them on my hands now to cover up all these bites. Like, why do you have so many hand tattoos? Because of fucking hands. I mean, whoops. Don't swear, kids. Stay in school. You got snow again. I kind of laugh because growing up in Denver, I mean, just it was a part of life to be, you know, you get cold and snow. But here it's a major thing because the city can't handle it. It can't handle that kind of cold. It can't handle any snow. It can't handle ice very well. Nobody should be able to handle ice. Like, ice is just its own thing. But what I would tell people when it would get cold or snowy or whatever here, and they're like, oh, you grew up in Colorado, you know how to drive on snow and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you don't. You just don't. You know, if you have to, you get out. But in most cases, you're like, nope, roads are bad, I'm staying in. The Texas power grid can't handle the truth. It's now or never. So yeah, the idea is to get these remaining 4 spots filled up. And I'm probably going to do like Ghostbusters. I wanted to do Half-Life. The Half-Life symbol. Ghostbusters. Those other 2 things. Maybe an Autobot head. Trying to think of... I had a whole thing planned out. Now I don't remember what the other ones were, but that's the plan, to get those done. And then I think that's it. specific on the... Was it that one 2 years ago, Papa's? That real bad one that closed everything down? Because that was a treat. We were actually going over to... the kids and their moms are leaving to visit one of their mom's family. And they have a generator. And they're like, before we go... And I'm going to be watching their cat and dog. And like, before we go, let us show you how to work the generator. And if your power goes out, come over here. And I'm like, okay. They got a pool put in, and then like that, they got it done kind of like at the end of the summer. So they didn't have a whole lot of time to use it the first time. And then the very first thing that happens is we get a freeze and nobody's plumbing works. So we were going over there and borrowing buckets full of their water to flush toilets. Not to drink, it was full of chemicals. Every year it's more and more snow. I wish we would get more and more snow. I miss snow. I don't know that I miss it enough to try to move back to Colorado though, because I don't think I could afford that. Need to catch up on YouTube. You're getting slammed. You have a clothing line, Stud? Is this something that we should know about as good fans? As good YouTube community? I was not aware of this. Lego maintenance. I've got to take so much stuff. I've got like 15 projects. I just need to be like, no, you're not going to do that. Tear it down, put it away. Stop kidding yourself. Lumberjack, what's going on? Hey, is everything all right with Taz? He's stopping streams. Is he just like, yeah, I think I'm done? Be like, I want to focus on other things. I want to do more Lego building. I know our ambassador for our group was like, I can't wait to just build. Like, all this other nonsense is getting in the way of me just, like, enjoying some building. Oh, he just streams on Twitter. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I stream on Mastodon. I don't even have an account. The Stud and the Dud are moving to Twitch. I wish you luck. I did not have much luck with Twitch, but I didn't put it... live streaming is so, like, low maintenance. And, like, if I could just sit down and start doing stuff, great. If I just sit down here and, like, work to get things done, like making videos, I don't think I could do that. But this is fun, and I'm building, so... I was like, live streaming on Twitter, that's a bold move. It's almost literally the, you know, I'm learning to play violin to go be on this boat that's going across the North Atlantic. It's all good. We got it sorted. What a great way to do a roof. I need to remember these techniques when it comes to doing roofs. Just a couple Technic pins, and it just kind of sits there. My clothing line is my main business. It's an NFL line, not really Lego related. But if I ever get time, I'll make a Lego fan brand. Cool. Custom minifigs wearing helmets and kits or jerseys. That would be amazing. Wood knit. Wood knit. I expect my cut. Yeah, it's very simple. So I know a lot of people didn't like this set because it's got kind of the empty, it's kind of a facade, it's very thin. But I think this works well as a primer. I was mentioning this last week, kind of a primer to making your own holiday village. And you could make a bunch of these kinds of things. And you can have them turned around so people can see what's going on. Or this is easy access for lighting. And it's thin enough you can put these on like mantles, right? So you don't have to have a huge table to set it up. You can row a whole bunch of these on your mantle. And I think that would be great. So I think it works well. Firestar Toys and Big Brick Designs design minifigures, but I don't. Man, really? Oh, I've got so many. I went to Big Kid Bricks and I was like, hey, if I send you ideas for Star Wars Lego, would you make them? And he's like, yes. And he's like, can I sell your microfighters at conventions? And I'm like, sure. So we were going to have, we'd set up this agreement and then like nothing ever happened. Like after like the initial contact, I didn't hear from him anymore. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're not doing that. So, all right, this one's done. And I keep pulling this drum set apart. So this is the music shop, and I guess where the music guy lives, right? The music shop is absolutely bonkers. It's got so many good little things in it for such a small space. And the front looks really nice. It's very festive. Yeah, so that's cool. We're going to set it off to the side, and we're going to get going on... I think this is the last one we got to do. Yeah. So this will be bag 6. So we got 2 bags left, and then we done. I haven't got anything from Firestar. I got something from Minifigs Me. I think that was it. I forget, or maybe it was just Etsy. Maybe it was Firestar, because I got 2 from the UK, but they weren't the same shop. I got one that was they're both 4 microfighters. I got a Captain Kirk and a... Oh, well, that's good to know, because I never did anything with him. I would... honestly, I'd be interested to know if he was actually selling some of my sets. Or not. But I bought a couple figs from him before. And then I got a David Lister from Red Dwarf and a Captain Kirk. And I forget where I got those from. Alright, so we got this lady in a sweater. Yeah. I didn't notice this until the other day when we were building a bunch of these at once. The legs all show up like this, slightly bent. Sell my art to outright in the contract, but big kids would take things that weren't... Oh. Great. I'm already keeping an eye on like Venato and those places that are like selling people's mocks as their own. Such crap. Looking for someone to do some Lego art for me. Alright, there's your other person. I don't know what... I think this is just a shop we're making, so... Let's see. It's funny, there's going to be no singing in any of this music, but you can just kind of hear when... like... the singing would start. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got something that's going well for you like that. And just now's a busy time of year because it's holidays and people want stuff. This would always be when I was doing drawing custom or commissioned art for people. This would be the time of year. It was this time of year, and then it was graduation was a big time. So like towards the end of spring would be a big time because people are looking for some kind of weird gift to give to people. I'm like, I draw people as robots, and they're like, that's weird. I'll take one. Johnny builds. Oh, Johnny, it was you that was having problems with the windows. These blue ones, I had a problem with those. Those were hard to get in. Nobody should make illegal Star Wars art. Star Wars should stop ripping off artists, too. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. Taking Fractal Sponge and Howard Day and E.C. Henry and just putting that in books just because they can. How you doing, Johnny? How's life? Oh, and I've got more windows coming up, too. Ah, look at all these. Journal of the Scots. Man, we got a full boat tonight. I should do on Tuesday more often. How is it going? Also, Scott, I didn't realize that you were doing the 2011 advent calendar. I don't know why. Like, I'm watching you put it together, and I'm like, because we've all had most of the advent calendars. So it didn't click because I had already had those, that it wasn't the ones I was currently doing for some reason. I'm like, no, I can't watch you do the next 3 days. I haven't got there yet. Oh, neat. That's very cool. It is what it is. One day I'll have time to make Lego fan art again. Cool, cool, cool. For the people who just showed up, and I don't know if you've seen this on the rest of the socials, but here's the latest build. It's a little scrapper from Horizon Zero Dawn. Very happy with it. I tried to replicate the stand that the tall neck is on. So it's a little weird underneath. A lot of snot build under there, but it works. I like the spark right here. I wanted to get a wand, one or two trans blue wands to have like sparks shooting out too. I thought I had some, but all I have is pink. So interactivity in the Mario sets do have. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I wanted to get the box. The box looked really, really groovy. That's all done. Dark green 2, dark green 2. I like the genericness of all this music Pretzel's got. It sounds like that could have been a scene from like a Mike Myers Christmas Carol or something, you know. Something kind of goofy, but full of whimsy. Yeah, I am too, and I don't do a lot of them, but I think I'm going to try to do one for every beast that I do. So it's going to, ideally, the tall neck is the biggest one, so they shouldn't be much bigger than that. But even the Thunderjaw, I think, takes up a little more room, so it's going to be, I'm doing it on just like a regular 32 by 32 base plate, and I'm just going to build up some like desert kind of thing, because the first time you encounter one really is in a desert. So I want to kind of replicate that a little bit. And again, that one's not mine. You guys go check out Hachiroku 24, I believe. Everybody knows who that builder is. They're just amazing. But that plate's going to be a bit bigger. But I don't see them getting much bigger than this. It's going to take a while, I think, to get them all done, though. Because there's like... Forget how many I said there were. In fact, I have a thing. I guess I don't have any recent files. Thought I did. Line, view, line, numbers. All right, -2 each. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So -14. There's about 51 beasts or 51 machines in the game. And that's not counting like corrupted versions or anything like that. So that's going to be a while to get all of those done, but we endure. Has LEGO announced all January 1 wave? I feel like, I mean, if they haven't, the vignette sets I think are too expensive. Like, they're cool looking, but like that trash compactor set was just no thanks. I didn't get it. I kind of still want the Yoda one, but it's still like not. There's no new vignette sets. Star Wars coming out. It's a battle pack, the TIE Bomber, the Slave One Microfighter, and I think that's it. And then I think we've got a Monkey Kid set, flowers, 2 Chinese New Year sets, or 2 Chinese sets, parade, and then like some decoration things. Forget what else. I'm sure some Friends stuff and something else that I don't usually deal with. I am going to get that Monkey Kid yellow tusk though, because it looks like a Horizon Beast. Almost exactly. Won't have to replace it too much. Hopefully the scale's right. That's my only thing. Like if it's too big, then I'm gonna have to redo it somehow, but that's part of the fun. Okay, I literally just had this piece in my hand. There's a bunny. Huh. All right. Well, that's cool. Yeah, can you hear the person start singing right then? You just hear it. I didn't get it out of this bag. Nope. Oh, it's because there's only one. Ugh, if I read the instructions. Come on, somebody stop me from being a absolute noob on this. Oh yeah, the Blacktron set. What is that? Yeah, you are a weirdo. What is the price point for the Blacktron set? I have not seen that. I didn't realize that was a thing until earlier today. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. I was looking for like 4 of those jumper plates and that didn't happen. I expect better. Ooh, green ingots. I think this is why we got some in Lug Bulk last year. I'm guessing it's probably going to be like 140. Depends how big the set is, I guess. I'm going to have to look that up. That's really interesting, though, if they're doing a Blacktron set. That's almost kind of like, don't tease us with that. Like, I get that it's a fun thing, but how dare you? Because now we're going to be expecting, like, Blacktron 2 and Space Police and... Oh, they're singing on this one. All right, you guys are going to have to deal with this a little bit. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's singing, and that's a little distracting. But I don't want to kill it because it's limited 2 hours of music. Okay. Times 2. Found my Space Police and Blacktron sets a few weeks ago. So stoked. Instructions, they were the best. I technically... So here's my toxic trait, is that I still feel like I have all those sets. I have all the pieces, but do I have all the pieces? What's the school of thought, the philosophical thing where it's like Archimedes' boat or something where you take something apart so many times to replace the things inside it that at some point the original boat is the original boat gone, and is it even the same boat? So like when I rebuilt my UCS X-Wing, I knew like the pieces are scattered all over the place because they've all been sorted out into piles and stuff. So, and I know where all the pieces live because like, okay, I need 1x2s and I need axles and I need slopes and whatever. They're not the exact same pieces. In some cases I can tell they were because I only have one of them and they're very, very old. Like an old gray or an old white that's very yellow, and it's like, you can still tell there's a mark on it somewhere, and it's like, okay. This was definitely just used for this, but I would say 30-40% of that is probably not original. So do I still have all those old Futron sets and Space Police sets? I could rebuild them, provided I haven't gotten rid of parts or used parts to build something else. Like, I don't have a lot of mocks. I have, a box full of microfighters, but most of the mocks I build and I put up and then I tear down pretty quick. So yeah, I still have the quarter panels for my Tantive 4 UCS that have like the degraded shredded stickers on them. They're just sitting in with all the other quarter round panels I have. The tie, I should put that back together too because it's a UCS. But I'm gonna have to buy new stickers and it's gonna be expensive. I still have the tie interceptor, but the tie interceptor I changed. I did it. Let's see if I can bring it over here. It was a lot of work to like do something where I could just say what I did. So I replaced all the blue with gray. So now it doesn't have the blue on it on the wings. So I think it looks a little better with the light gray on it. The problem is I was running into this piece is like the only thing they've ever done is this. So the matching back is dark gray. There is a light gray of that, but it's like extraordinarily expensive, or if I remember correctly, it doesn't exist. I'm trying to remember. But I think it looks good like that. So it's built like that. And so I have up, I want to get an Alphabet Squadron UCS thing going, but so I have X-Wing, A-Wing, B-Wing. So now I need the Y-Wing, and then the U-Wing was never a UCS set, but somebody made one for Brick Vault and sold the instructions for like a limited run, and you can't find those anywhere. You can't even find somebody who's like, I've like kind of put these together and here's the build for it. Does that actually fit? Oh, it goes on the outside. Okay. Which I think would be kind of a dick thing to do. I'm like, I will buy this from somebody, and they're like, it's a limited run. I'm like, we don't have it. I'm like, does somebody like want to resell it because they don't want to use it anymore? Maybe can we do that? So then I can have all my Alphabet Squadron UCS. Cutest little train ever. It's adorable. Okay, so this is gonna be a toy shop, would be my guess. And there's a bunny. Here's your windows. It looks so bad. I don't know. I know the reason why they made them blue initially, but I don't like them. Like, I get that it's a kind of a puristy thing, but I'm like, I don't like the way that looks. That says it's light green, which is different from the other greens I have in here. So that's that. I hate all these different greens. It's good for foliage, but it's not good when you're... Old Naboo Starfighter. Oh, for UCS? Yeah. The old, the B-Wing I had to buy off a lug friend, and he could have charged me about $600 for it, but I ended up paying about $430 because he promised it to me like early in the year, and then during the course of the year the prices kept going up, and he's like, no, I said I would honor the price that you said you wanted it, because I was like, I can't get it now. Can I buy it right around Brick Rodeo, which is like middle of the year? And he's like, yeah, we can do that. But then the price kept going up, and I was like, he's like, I think he had two, so he was able to sell one for pretty good, so that was good. Kodiak, what's up? Yeah, those original, like the Droideka, the Pit Droid, and the Battle Droid with their little action things, those are actually really cool. The Droideka with the, like, it would roll and like pop up and kind of deploy. That was really cool. Like, I remember it was kind of, it wasn't gimmicky, but it wasn't sustainable. Like, after a while it would kind of wear itself out, and but it was very, very cool. I really enjoyed that one. The Pit Droid was fine. I mean, those sets were fine. I didn't get like the 3PO or the R2. I know there were buildable figures of those, but I did not get that. These are blue and green. Okay. And I never got, that was kind of a break. I didn't get the Naboo one. Although now, can you imagine getting a Naboo one and converting it to what's his nuts? New fighter, Din. All right, how high is this supposed to go? 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all. Okay. The Mando fighter. Ooh, we got a little robot action going on here. They know who they're playing with. Everybody's busy, Kodiak. It's no problem. I think this is a little like, this feels like a little Wally. It's like a knockoff Wally. This is the best toy shop. I want to be in this toy shop. It's pretty cool. So I need the next beast to build for Horizon. I was thinking of doing a Strider. I think it was a Strider or a Charger. I think it's a Strider. There are like 3 kind of horse classes. There's a Strider, a Charger, and then a Broadhead that you can ride. You can override them, and then ride them, so you don't have to like walk everywhere, which is kind of cool. And then I don't know what to do next. I was trying to think of the other small ones, and there's another smaller one that's in Forbidden West, but not in Zero Dawn. So I want to try to keep with Zero Dawn first. Is he really a ripoff? I mean, Wally was probably about as big as a garbage can, and Johnny Five was as big as a person. And they carried themselves differently, and I mean, they both had treads, so I guess that works. One had a laser gun. Hey, laser lips. Your mama was a transistor? Something like that. I forget what he said. He chibi art Johnny Five. Man, somebody had a Johnny Five at Brick Rodeo this last year, and it was easily like 2.5 feet tall. It was amazing, and it was like motorized and remote controlled, and it was really good. It was a little like, man, you curve wrecker, you got to be kidding me with this. Interesting take on these doorknobs this time around. Haven't seen that before with these pie tiles on them. Oh, this toy shop isn't up to code. The door goes in. That's not up to code. The door has to go out, right? Isn't that how fire codes are? So you don't block the people behind you when you're fleeing. This is somebody's toy store. Santa's Toys and Games. Oh man. Excuse me, I almost lost my voice. I was gonna say, oh man. I don't think the cider's cutting it. The mold cider and spices. So an old-time Austin institution is closing down. There's a place here in Austin named Anna's Toys. And while she hasn't been part of our Lego group, she's definitely been influencing our Lego group for a great many years. We would go... Early on in the Lug days, we would have meetings there. And... she always had Lego for sale, and she wouldn't cut us deals or anything, but she had it for pretty good prices. And anyway, they're tearing down the whole section of building that she's in, so she's closing shop. It's kind of sad. Not moving anywhere else, not reopening a different location, just come buy what you can before it all closes. And everyone's like, man, really? It's kind of sad. But I'm like, man, that's sad. And then I immediately go away from the article talking about it to go buy on Amazon. And I'm like, well, I'm part of the problem. Although in this case, not really. She wasn't closing because business wasn't good. She was just closing because the area was just getting built up too much, and she couldn't afford to live in there anymore, or work, conduct business there anymore. So, same with most old Austin places. They just can't. We've lost breweries. We lost a lot of good restaurants, old time classic restaurants that everybody loved going to. Shops all over the place. We're losing shops. Nightclubs, places to go, hang out. It's like, that happens. It's just a thing, you know. Things change. But I don't have to like it. Grr. Get off my lawn. Willow series has been kind of dragging for me. I like it, but I'm waiting for the cool action. They need to walk faster. The Shattered Sea. Yeah, the new episode's tomorrow, right? I like Borman. Oh, do I like Borman so much? He is like my favorite character. I'm okay with Warwick Davis. He's doing fine. I think everybody else is kind of doing fine, but I agree with you that I think it needs to step up a little bit. But it's not bad. It's not great. Man, I fall down the wrong rabbit holes of YouTube where I suddenly realize I'm in like red pill incel territory, and I don't remember how I got there. Like, I'm just sitting there minding my own business, and all of a sudden it's, these shows are Mary Sue's, blah, 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 and I'm just like, oh God, okay, I'm out. But there's a lot of people who basically don't like any of the fantasy shows that are on now. Not even like the Game of Thrones show, House of Dragon. They don't like Wheel of Time. They don't like Willow. They don't like House of Dragon. There was another one that came out, and they're like, that one's bad too. Oh, the Rings of Power. And the whole time I'm like, yeah, they're not awesome, but they're also fantasy. They're not going to win awards, but I still enjoy watching them. I don't know. Man down. Herp. Yeah, they keep talking about him a lot, but I don't know how they're going to bring him in. I mean, I saw Top Gun, and he was not Mad Mardigan. Unless they're going to do something specific with how sick he looks. Like, he can't talk. I don't know what they're going to do. But, God, I loved him so much in the original. He was so great. He was one of those guys that I'm pretty sure, even as a young Ben, had a big old crush on Val Kilmer. And I'm pretty sure there were questions to be had about that. Because I'm like, I don't know, man. This guy's really good looking, and he's really funny, and he's really charming. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about this. Somebody help. There's a peck with an acorn pointed at me. They only used peck once so far in the show, too. I thought it'd be more prevalent, but... I don't love her. She kicked me in the face. Oh, so good. That movie is so good. What is going on here? And that's the thing. Like, if you rewatch it now, you're like, ooh, this was not like it. It holds up fine because it's fantasy, but at the same time, it's kind of like there are definitely some qualities to like 80s movies that you're like, this maybe didn't show up that, you know, isn't doing what I kind of was expecting it to. I'm terrified and also a little excited for them to do a Last Starfighter sequel. I don't want them to reboot it. I don't want them to like Quantum Leap it or RoboCop it. but get the guy who played Alex Rogan involved, and he said he would be involved, and have him like training the next, you know, he's been training the next group of starfighters, and it's his, you know, so it's just his time to like pass the torch on to somebody, or something happens and he's got to, you know, one last kind of adventure or something. Or he basically plays the, I forget the character's name, Robert, it's not Robert Patton. Who's the dude who plays, it's like Solari, or it's the dude that recruits him from The Music Man. I could just never remember his name. Yeah. Yeah, the effects were not awesome. They were still like, hey, we jammed a Jabba the Hutt into Return of the Jedi effects. So they weren't... But they were still, you know, at the time you watched it, you're like, oh my god, it's a two-headed dragon. That's like a troll, too. The troll mounds kind of things. Like, oh, it was just weird. Some good stuff. Okay. First half of a wreath. Or this is just bunting. I think it's just bunting. I think Last Starfighter needed a sequel like immediately, though. I don't know if it'll hold up for a new one. Well, and I think if they get at least some of the people who were originally involved. For instance, I thought the Dark Crystal Netflix show was great. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I think they did very well with it. And it got absolutely, like, zero ratings. It completely died. And I don't know why. Like, it was really good. And I think that's a good example of it being handled well. And even if it was handled well, it didn't seem to matter. So it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do? Yeah, I like the kind of the group of enemies. Like, they're the ones that hunt them all the time, and they're very. It's almost like a Dragon Ball Z kind of thing, where it's a group, and you know exactly who they are by their silhouettes. Even like they're very recognizable, and that's a very good move. That's very pretty. There's a lot of leftover pieces here. Holy crap. Binoculars and skates are good, and a cherry is good, so that's cool. Got 2 skates. Nice. Ever-growing pile of extras. Last bag. Perfect timing. Finish this up and kill it. Yeah, I'm wondering what they're going to do about the crone. If they're going to make it like an actual person or like a spirit. Because I think it'd be cool if it were a spirit, but you'd have to have some sort of personification for them to fight against. I think Warwick Davis's lines are really funny sometimes. Like he does the comedy pretty good. Some of the rest of it's a little stiff from him, but I think overall it's quite entertaining. Okay. So, try to put this in view. Oh, and I love the dude who's playing Graydon. The guy who played Flash from the Spider-Man movies. Sorry. Just drooled. He's doing a bang-up job. The complaints I hear about, yeah, there's a ton of leftovers. I mean, there's a lot of like one by one things in here, so that's expected. Somebody commented on one of my TikToks that there was leftover from the build, and I'm like, are you new to Lego? There's always leftover. Like, I forgot a piece or something. I'm like, no. The thing that I have a hard time grasping with the complaints about fantasy is generally it falls into two categories. The writing is boring. The writing is not true to the source. Now, I can really only get behind one of those because while I've read the Wheel of Time series as much as I can before I got bored hearing about everybody's dress and everybody's meal, which is a fantasy trope. Like, I'm glad they don't, like, if they literally took the book and put it up on screen, it would be like watching Bridgerton or The Great British Bake Off. That's all it is. It's just people walking around, having a party, looking pretty, eating food. That's what it is. And then they go for a walk for like a year. That's fantasy. That would be a boring TV show. The fact that they're trying to jazz it up a little bit, I like. And in terms of keeping to the... Take care, Scott. If I don't see you before next week, happy holidays. I'll be back Thursday to do... I think we'll start another holiday set. I'll do Thursday and maybe Saturday morning. So yeah, take care. Have a good rest of your week. And if I don't see you, happy holidays. I don't remember the source material enough to know if they're taking advantages of, or if they're taking liberties with the story at all. Like, I have no idea for Wheel of Time. For the Rings of Power, it really doesn't matter because there's very little source material. There's some odd stories here and there. I think there was that one book Christopher Tolkien wrote or something that had some information. But I mean, I'm enjoying. The only thing, the Rings of Power was a little slow. That's but I get it. They're trying to establish a whole universe, right? There's nothing about the Second Age that we really know about, so I'm gonna give them a little leeway. I don't know. People hated on the Hobbit films. Yes, they embellished into a trilogy, but it was still good. People need to remember the Hobbit films were fine. Like, I rewatched them recently, and there's not a lot to hate on. I remember not liking them more than I did. So when I rewatched them, I'm like, oh, that wasn't too bad. But there was still a lot of, like, I don't know. There were things in The Hobbit that I didn't like the same way there were things in The Phantom Menace I didn't like. I felt like there was a lot of silliness. Not just wonder and charming and whimsy, but, like, a lot of unnecessary fart jokes. If you know what not necessarily fart, but, like, that kind of goofy, noise-makey kind of, okay. Who's this made for? But, whatever. Honestly, the thing I liked the most about the Hobbit films were the wizards all discussing stuff. It was not in the book at all. And Saruman going, "Oh, don't worry. You guys are too worried about this. It's no big deal. It's not a problem. I'll take care of it. I'll go find out what's wrong." Okay, well, I either got a wrong piece or I'm not finding it. Now, the Rankin Bass Hobbit I loved because it was weird. Everybody's hands were giant and they all had really gnarly knuckles. I liked that one a lot. I didn't like the animated Lord of the Rings though. That was terrible. Like, there's a whole trauma to that one because they, like, lost money and they ran out of money while they were filming, so they had to do, like, a bunch of rotoscoping and or cheap film tricks to get, like, the thing finished. Yeah, I don't have it. So let me check my bag again. Not there, not there. Not there. I do not have this color piece either. Corner of the bag. I'm worried that this doesn't exist in another piece, this color, and it's meant to, like I got one of those instead. Nope. Generally, I'm not one to jump on. They robbed me of a piece, but I really don't see where it went. So, let me go get a filler for this until I find it. Or I can just use, gotta have something around here, just a 2x2. Yeah, let's use this. Slept like a rock. Oh, there it is. It was under the drawer. It was under like that. That's funny. Do you think this new Rivendell set will be micro scale or minifig scale? Oh, I'm really hoping that it's minifig scale so we can get more minifigs, but I completely understand them wanting to do something that's a bit more like architecturally, or like an architecture set where you can have like more of the Rivendell versus like what we got last time where it's like bits and pieces of it that didn't even really mesh together well once you had it. So I don't know, six of one, half dozen of another. Well, usually when I say I'm missing a piece, it's like a piece like this, right? It's like one of these weird slopes, and it's just at this angle that looks like it's a 1x2, or it literally rolled under the keyboard. That happens a lot. But yeah, I almost like I don't want to panic because in reality, I think I've only ever been missing a piece once, and it was because it was with the Apocalypseburg. They had those big sloped wedge sand green pieces for the like part of the statue, a Liberty statue, and I forget where, like its back or something. But instead of getting like 2 rights and 2 lefts, I got 4 rights. I was like, that's a weird mix-up. So, luckily I had some, and I was able to finish it, but then Lego sent me some more when I contacted them. They're pretty good about that. Oh, this is a sticker. Rivendell is going to be like the Harry Potter castle minifig scale, which means it's going to be kind of a dumbed down version, but enough to get minifigs in. Or it's just going to be a giant set. I'm hoping it's a giant set. I will definitely get that set. If it's a big set. That'd be cool. Because I know the Harry Potter set was good, but I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, so I'm enough of one that like maybe I'll watch the movies, but should have put more rum in that. Look at all these prezzies that they're wrapping. Oh, prezzies. There's a present. Yeah, Rivendell is like lots of trees and arches, and it's like sprawling, and it's part of the kind of the landscape around it. But That's pretty. There's going to be a tree up here in a second. Did I miss any pieces? No. Okay. Yeah, funky jazzy. I like it. I really hope we get a big set that has minifigs because I loved the Lord of the Rings figs a lot. Like, I really, really liked them. They were so well done. I think my favorites were probably the Rohirrim. Like, Theoden and Eomer. Oh my god, those guys were great. Like, their breastplates were so good, and the shields were great, and... Oh, could go on and a bit about those, but they were... I really enjoyed them. The elves were great, too, with the hair with the dual molds of the ears. That was nice. It was good stuff. The one thing I didn't like was Smeagol was kind of like, I get it. They had to make him a certain shape kind of thing, but I didn't like how he looked like the original Sebulba, where it's just like a molded piece of, like, one piece of plastic, like, and then they painted a face on him. I'm like, okay. Oh, the dwarves were great. The big beards and those, like, the helmets were like stone. They were great. I still have, I have all the figures. My ex and I, when we broke up, we had a lot of Lego together, and it was all, she had moved to Illinois, and I was like, what are we going to do with all this Lego that we bought together? And she's like, you keep it. I'm like, okay. So I got all the Lord of the Rings Lego, plus all her old, like, Harry Potter and Star Wars Lego. But I didn't get Bag End. She kept Bag End because we bought it and then put it together in her new place. So she got Bag End. It was kind of like she got the house and the divorce kind of thing. And I've always been bummed about that because I was like, oh, man. I ended up with the guy from The Hobbit who wasn't Thorin. He was Thorin's, like, lieutenant, the guy with the bald head, like his hair started here. He was like the warrior of the group. I had him. Like, for whatever reason, he ended up in my pocket, and that's the one I ended up with. But it would have been nice to keep those, like, figures. So I look forward to more Lord of the Rings stuff. I mean, even if they do, like, you know, here's Numenor, here's a Numenor set or something, if they're going to do Rings of Power kind of thing, that would be okay with me. I do like, aren't we getting a Balrog and a Gandalf? Brickheads? Oh, here we go with these effing windows again. Yeah, same. The dwarf scenes were amazing. Durin? Is that his name? Or is that his dad's name? Prince Durin? His wife was great. He was great. Like, that whole thing, his dad was great. I wasn't a huge fan of the guy playing gonna space it right now. Give me a second. Hugo Weaving's character. It's not coming to me. I feel like a complete loser. Said everybody else's name right. Elrond, thank you. God. It's one of those where you get right up next to it and your brain goes, I'm sorry, I'm not going to give it to you. And you're like, but I was right there. Like, yeah, but you're done for the night. So yeah, Elrond, the guy who played him, grew on me. I initially didn't like him too much. if you guys don't watch, I think it's Ryan George on YouTube does the pitch meetings, and his with the oh, I forgot. Yeah, whoops. His was like, so wait a minute, he's the best builder in Elvendom, and yet he's taking suggestions from this dude they just found in the water. So yeah, well, that's the writing people were talking about that they don't like. I guess it's kind of like, I think it would have been better if maybe he'd been shown to persuade him more rather than offer suggestions. So maybe it was like Celebrimbor's idea to do this, but thought it was too, like, we can't do that, it's too radical, or it's too costly, or it's too time sensitive, or something. Like, there's no way we can do it with the materials we have. And then whatever his name is, Heimdall or Heimlich or whatever the dude's name was, Sauron, basically, spoilers, was like, no, that's if you look at this, and this is something we can, and then like talks him into it, then that would have been better, rather than him going, what about an alloy? And everyone goes, are you kidding me? Basic, like, 9th grade chemistry? You're gonna hit him with that? All right. Oh, actual jingle bells. Right on, pretzel. This is the Danzig skull. Right on. Mother. This sounds like, do you guys watch Whose Line Is It Anyway? When they do the hoedown, like the dump it. This is what we've got going on. Some nice colorization right there. Oh, killed the robot. Yeah, they are. He does get really upset at those. Oh, they're so good. My offspring Rowan got called up to be on stage with them when they were here in Austin. Rowan got to go see a show, and they got to go on stage with the cast. It was pretty cool to do, like, one of the bits, not like, you want a job? And Colin Mockery just owns everybody. He's so witty. But of course, it's, they've been doing this for 152 years, so it's just whatever jokes they constantly have in their back pocket all the time. Nope. I have to do it this way. Ugh. Hey, you all right in there? I can hear you tooling around. What? Are you done? No, I'm still doing it. Oh, hi, everyone. Beth says hello. Colin Brad Sherwood of Turing doing smaller version of it. Yeah. Brad Sherwood's good. Like, he's underrated. He's always very good. I used to love the British version. It was Mike McShane and... Oh, God, what was that lady's name? It'll come to me eventually. But she had an amazing voice. She was basically the Wayne Brady of the group because she could really, really sing. Chat says hi. That's cool. That's a really great way to put that sign up there. It's slightly angled. I love it. Oh, cool. Yeah, it was Colin. It wasn't Colin Mockery. It was. I forget who the host was. I forget all their names now. But it was that same sort of where they had like 4 kind of regulars, and every once in a while they'd shift them out, and they'd have like guest stars in, and it was very cool. We were watching it one time, and they did. This was kind of like. They did a thing, and this is a bit they still do, where they have a news report where somebody will be in front of a green screen, and then the anchors have to, by description of what's going on behind them, get the news reporter to say, to figure out what's happening. And so we're like, oh, you know what? We haven't watched Whose Line in a while, and I forget where we were. It was me and Beth, and the kids were really little. And we turned on Whose Line, and we're sitting there watching it, and the news report they had on was a nudist colony. And apparently in Britain it's fine, but we're sitting there with these 2 little kids, and there's just all these naked people, and we're like, oh, where's the remote? You know, it was pretty funny. Puritan Americans. Oh, that's an interesting kind of take on some architecture stuff there. Clive Anderson, thank you. Yeah. This is me, Clive Anderson, saying goodnight. Good night. Mike McShane. Oh, it started with a P. Yeah, they had him on a couple times. Oh, it's not Penny. Anyway, when I found out they were going to do it in the States, I was like, sweet. And it turned out to be pretty good. So, and I think it's probably running longer than the British version did. At this point. All good. Bit of trivia for those people who don't know. Porkins was also in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He was one of the 2 guys that hired Indy to go get the Ark from Army Intelligence or whatever. That's interesting. I don't know why. I really like what's her name, the host. I forget her name. She was the voice of Lana, right? In Archer. I think she's funny. I was really never a fan of Drew Carey. His stand-up was fine. Like, it wasn't hilarious. But I think he was kind of a, I don't know. He seemed kind of a Gomery host, and I wasn't really. This is like whatever. Oh yeah, new Indiana Jones sets. That'll be fun. It's not Alicia Keys. It's maybe it is Alicia Keys, but I don't think it is. Oh, well, this was 6. It said 6, and I didn't do 6. Oh, really? That's kind of sad. But that'll be cool for people who didn't get the sets initially. Hopefully they're like straight remakes to a certain point and not like completely. Well, I don't know what would be good about that. Aisha, Beth. Who's the host of Whose Line and is the voice of Lana and Archer? It's Aisha Tyler. Thank you. Aisha Tyler. Yeah, I like her. I think she's funny. And I think she worked better with the comedians than Drew Carey did. You know who I really like lately? Tawny Newsom from Lower Decks. She's a hoot. I've been trying to find interviews with her all over the place. She seems very, very good at improv. And I appreciate it. Oh, I found a Lego animated version of the opening of Lower Decks, and it's really good. And I'm hoping the dude gets like more views or subscriptions, because it was really good. And he's an animator, but he only has a handful of videos up, and he does it's like once a year kind of thing. But if this is what he's doing, he needs more attention, because it was really good. It wasn't his model. Again, it was a Hachiroku model that he animated, but the animation was still really good. I was like, dude, you have like 174 subscribers? You need more than that. So hopefully we will be able to do a Christmas miracle and get the dude some subs. 8 Jones sets. I'm guessing a lot of those are going to be like a motorcycle with a sidecar and a street sign that says Berlin and Cairo or something like that, like it did before. I had to order 150 of these things for the Q2 Stadium. The top of the Q2 Stadium is 150 of these things. This was a nightmare. This cost me so much money. And I got them from like Russia or something, or Finland. It was so bad. Yeah, at first I was like, yeah, that should be no problem. These are, I went and looked and I was like, I got a bunch of these in like dark blue and yellow and red and brown and whatever, few and white. I was like, it should be no problem. If I've got some, it shouldn't be a problem to get online. 150 of anything is going to be a problem to get. Just keep that in mind when you're sourcing parts. Some more great snow effects there. Very simple. This is going to give, if nothing else, replicating a lot of these things is going to be great for when you build your own one of these things for your own village, for your own street. I think next year we should all make 1 or 2 of these ourselves and compare. I'm not going to do it this year because I've got other stuff going on. But next year we will have a thing. Maybe next year, instead of an advent calendar thing, we'll be like, we're just going to build our streets. Okay. Now this is more of the layered tree thing. Buying way too many mock parts. It gets expensive, as you know, yes. Luckily, the mocks that I build are generally... Why couldn't have just told me to do this? Oh, because the ornaments are in a different location. I can get away with ordering small bits of parts because I build small things. But what's killing me is the shipping, because I would love to be able to order, like, just go through every model I've designed so far and say, what pieces do I need for everything, and combine them all. There's no good way really to combine want lists on Bricklink. There is a way to do it, to just buy it all. Like if you just go to shop and you can select from the side menu which lists you want to buy from. But like, I don't want to buy all the parts. Like I know I have some parts. So the problem is I have to go through each of them and say, what parts from this do I have? Pull those out, set those aside, pull up another model. What parts do I have from this one? But then I start running out of parts and I want to replace those parts. So I order some parts, but then I'm going back through it. So this is why I do them in like chunks. I'll do like 2 or 3 at a time. Hopefully save on a little shipping, but not always. Actual star. But that's what'll get you usually, is the shipping. It is a little tree to put in here. It's so cute. Well, that's it. We got some extra pieces here, nothing to speak of really. These 2 pieces are pretty good, useful. Yeah, that's it. So, here is your main street. It does. Like, I like sourcing the parts. I like being able to go get them off my own backstock. And like, oh, I got, one of these and one of these and one of these, and that's very cool. But ordering the parts can be kind of a pain, and I don't much care for it. So, all right, well, here's your completed set. So this took roughly 4 hours to build. And I really like how thin these are, because you can put these up on a wall or a shelf and they don't take up a whole lot of room. And I think they're accessible size enough that you can probably do one of these yourself. I would suggest maybe like a coffee shop. I think a coffee shop would go well. Maybe trying to think of other festive things. Gift wrapping store, arts and crafts, something. But anyway, this was a lot of fun. You can take the roof off that. You can populate this with all these fine people. Get your gift shoppers, your kid with the letter to Santa, your trolley conductor, music teacher, and then this is the toy shop owner. So there you go. So I'll be back Thursday night. Thursday is Yule. It's the first day of winter. And I will have celebrated with my family that morning, because then they're all going out of town for Christmas. But we do this on Yule every year for the past decade, at least 20 years or more. Goodness. And but that night I'll have I'll be able to do the other Christmas, the house. We'll do Christmas house, Santa's visit. So we'll do this one on Yule, and then maybe finish that up Saturday morning, because then Christmas is Sunday, and I don't expect anybody to be doing anything. But Christmas Eve night, maybe, if nobody's busy, come join me. It's a Festivus pole. I need a Festivus pole. Yeah, I'll just build, well, it's got kind of poles right here. We can just call these Festivus poles. And then there'll be feats of strength and airing of grievances, and it'll be great. So you guys have a good rest of your week. And if I don't talk to you before Christmas, have a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, a happy Hanukkah for you celebrating Hanukkah. And yeah, so take care, be safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.